almost 2 million people have left Ukraine. Do you know that full majority of them explicitly ask not to be called refugees? They're not asking for asylum status. They're not seeking legal refugee status. They say we are in need of temporary shelter because we will go back. This is incredible. I've never seen anything like this. Every single act of solidarity or help is important. This war did something very peculiar to all of us throughout the world. It managed to unify Ukrainians in the way that has never happened before. And I think this gave a completely new energy to a lot of people around the world, whether it's a political elite or ordinary citizens that are watching the news. It gave us different understanding of what courage is and made us want to help as much as we can. Because I have direct access to Ukrainian Ministry of Health, Ukrainian emergency services, mayors of the cities that are under blockade on one hand, and also the cities that are receiving those who are being evacuated. It gives us tools to plan where the fundraised money can go and can make most impact. The target group we have identified, of course, children. These are, first of all, orphans and those orphaned by the war, wounded children, or otherwise vulnerable children. It's impossible to send anything by planes anymore. Everything has to go by land roads. We chose to give the donation as money so that the selected hospital or the selected orphanage can fill in the gaps as they see fit under our monitoring. Of course, we will monitor. Of course, there will be reporting for every cent that we will receive. It's very hard, and it's hard across the country. Mariupol siege, honestly, without exaggeration, you can compare it with the siege of Leningrad during the Second World War. And I'm not being overdramatic with this. We have a case when a child died of dehydration because the water is cut off. It's a different level of cruelty of the war. But what is striking, that there is no panic. And I speak to hundreds of people per day or send SMS just to make sure that they're alive and they're okay. And the response I receive back is, we're doing what we can, we are fighting, we will fight, we will not surrender, this is unfair, this is cruel, this is brutal, we have people to protect, we're here. If this war is downgraded to a conflict and becomes yet another frozen conflict, it means that Russia will again have tools, means to repeat aggressive acts, again in Ukraine or elsewhere. That's the fact, that's the truth. So Ukraine cannot lose the war. It cannot politically lose it, because it will shatter the Western security and the global security. I don't know him personally, but I have met some of people around him personally, including Mr. Lavrov. Very simply put, they do not understand democracy. They do not believe in liberal democracy. So what the Kremlin is trying to do is to give an alternative to democracy. They call it sovereign democracy. As someone from two countries, Georgia and Ukraine, who has seen what it means, Russian way of democracy, or the sovereign democracy as they call it, I can explain to you very simply. It's no free media, no freedom of rights, no protection for any minorities, no economic prosperity, because strong countries have strong voices and immediately become dangerous to the authoritarian and dictatorships in general, right? So basically, it's the same tsaristic approach the old Russian Empire had, just a different name of it. And for Ukrainians, it's double difficult because they are of same Slavic roots. They have connections more than anybody else in that region even. They have relatives, close friendships, they went to same universities. So having this sort of attack at so many levels, so many betrayals, even on human level, it's very difficult for an ordinary Ukrainian to digest and just move on. Surrendering for them is not an option. And when I say surrendering, I don't mean territories, I don't mean politics here. I mean surrendering who you are, your mindset, your wish to live a better life. Nobody wants to be a slave.